All right, let's go up one place above Aston Villa in the last Europa League spot. We have Pochettino's Chelsea. Collectively, we have Pochettino's Chelsea, and I think they're only this high because a certain somebody had them winning the league.
It wasn't me, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, why didn't you have them winning the league either? I'm being very, very true to my word. I think we're going to win the league.
This guy's telling me that they're going to bring in 10 new players into the starting team. They're going to win the league. Is that what you're telling me?
I see that happening. You guys nearly did that. Not bar the 10 new players. We didn't. Obviously, we don't have 10 new starters.
Yeah,
we still have a foundation. So I think we've fixed. I'd say 80% of our problems.
I think you've like we've said so many times.
Yeah,
you got chlamydia, you got dandruff, and you went and got Head and Shoulders without going to see the doctor. You've still got Kepa in goals.
What? You know Kepa last season.
You've still got no replacement for Reece James when he inevitably gets...
I just said.
Oh, yeah, Gusto. Yeah, okay, yeah.
He's been good.
Yeah. We've got a whole back line.
That's a brave analogy.
We've got a whole back line. 30 centre-back. Captain centre-back. Boom.
Hey, that was pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Who do we have? Cole. Sit in. Come in, son.
MJ's crying.
Far out.
Perfect. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. You're back with Let 'Em Shoot. What a wonderful night this is going to be. Pause.
You didn't need it. You didn't need to pause.
Yeah, I didn't need to, but just in case.
You would deny too much.
Yeah, exactly.
4 days of deny.
We had too many days of deny, yeah. But we're back now, back to normal business. We'll get into the topics, we'll get into the comments, we'll get into everything. But first, to my very right,
it's boy MJ, Born in Africa gang. Life's good, man. I'm blessed to be here. Always happy.
Shit.
We're doing some cool stuff. Life's good. Few things coming, few samples coming from the team. You might see some of the members wearing some cool Let 'Em Shoot merch. If you like it, let us know. We might sell it to you.
Maybe.
Facts. To my left,
PBB in 4K. Recently went up to Sydney.
You didn't bring your tote bag.
Yeah, I didn't, but I'll bring the next one. Shout out Nike. Shout out Nike Unwanted. Shout out Nike AU.
Unwanted FC.
Shout out Unwanted FC. Shout out. What's that other people? Two Birds
Talking.
Yeah, you guys plugged us up with some nice gear. Uncovered this time, no duct tape. So if you're watching, that one was for you. There's only one episode, but pay for the other part.
Got a call from the boss.
Yeah.
To his left.
Best young chef in Canberra. Keep it short, simple. You guys know what it is.
Let's go.
Cold? Yeah. A little bit. It's a little bit cold in here.
Short.
Sorry, man. It's a little bit cold in here.
We got potentially our worst lineup today. I'm just joking.
This is probably the like most vibey lineup.
Yeah. It's a lineup that gets along the most.
It gets a lot of goals and a lot of clean sheets
as well.
Yep.
We've got tenacity up front, ruthlessness.
Yep.
Clean sheets.
Football.
If this was a four-a-side, this is a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think the defending's out. I think it's just vibes.
Yeah.
I think there's no defense.
Yeah, I score a lot of goals in futsal.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I do.
In futsal?
Yeah.
When was the last time you played futsal?
Not a long time, bro, but a bit a while ago. Yeah. Rhythm Cup, we won that shit. That was probably the last time.
Yeah, we're gonna run that, bro. Nah, maybe not.
Shout out Rhythm. But yeah, Rhythm, whenever you guys want to host another thing, don't be scared to add us again.
They're gonna come to Canberra, actually.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I think that would make it fair. Because we've been there, like, it's a lot of money.
They tried to replace the cup, but we got the original one.
Yeah. It's true.
So if you want it back, come verse us. And put money on the line.
Yeah. Before we get this started, make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Slowly the subscribers continually go up. We're on almost 2,700. Soon we'll be at 3K. Then that's when the real celebrations begin. Because shout out 3K, ASAP Moe, the whole band.
Mitch said he'll shave his head to Mr. T's haircut at 3K.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Side's got to be crisp.
Yeah.
As well.
3K.
Yeah.
Nah, but you look good with it, so that's different.
Production, shut that heckler up over there. Fucking what beat? Today we're going to be doing a little pre-season preview of the season. You know, I came up with that name myself. It's the pre-season preview of the season.
Yep, excellent.
We're going to just talk about how we're feeling about pre-season so far.
Yo, that's the tongue twister. Man.
Say it again.
My brain was like,
We're doing the pre-season preview.
I like
Season preview.
And then we've done a combined. How does this keep turning on? So we did not a combined, but we all voted on our 23-24 Premier League standings from 20th to 1, and we're going to go through from 20th, speak about each team, all the way up to who we've collectively voted as number 1. Right. The team here doesn't know who it is, but I've got it. Shout out ChatGPT.
Shout out production.
It's easier.
But how are you guys feeling about pre-season? It's almost August, so essentially the season's almost
close.
Yeah.
The World Cup, Women's World Cup's keeping us kind of engaged.
Thank God.
Shout out the World Cup, man.
Yeah.
Is it on during the World Cup? Doesn't the season start on the 12th?
Yeah, I think it does start. I think it does.
It's going to be very interesting.
Very interesting.
Might be a couple clashes.
There might be. Who are you going to watch?
Well, it depends.
Depends.
I know I'm watching first game of season.
Yeah.
We got pool at the bridge.
That's true. Well, it depends if Caramel's on.
Oh, yeah. Is that on Sunday?
It depends when Chelsea play.
Yeah, if Chelsea play at a bad time, you know he's not going to be there.
First couple, like I said, I'll be there first couple. It's the next 32. I'm not sure about.
No, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. How
Did they turn off?
the cameras?
Yeah.
No. Why?
Turn off.
I thought the TV turned off.
Yeah, just a.
Oh,
monitor.
okay.
Yeah.
I was a bit scared. Yeah, I thought it short circuited again. It's the heater.
The camera's unplugged. But Riley, how are you feeling about Chelsea this off season?
I'm feeling good, man. I think I kind of was pretty negative about it at the end of last year. I didn't think that Chelsea would be able to kind of get back to the heights where they were before. But based off these preseason games, I know 5-0 against Wrexham, like that's nothing really to tell home about. But I think the win against Brighton
Decent.
looks good.
Performance was probably better than the result.
Yeah, for
You guys
sure.
played.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
bad.
actually watch the game, like the performance was pretty good. I think you saw some youngsters stand out that I was kind of a bit shaky on. I
Yep.
thought without that, having a solid 6 there would struggle a bit, especially with Enzo not even playing. But without those guys, we've seemed to look good. And some of the guys coming back from injury, looking great, looking like if they can stay healthy, they'll be key players for this season. But
Yeah.
Reece looking slim.
I hear Reece.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Slim
for
Reece.
it.
Dangerous.
Mike, Arsenal, how you feeling?
It's exciting. I feel like this is one of them seasons where there's a lot of intent, especially off the back of last year. You know, we brought in Zinni, Gabriel. I feel like we're still on that trajectory of we need to do more to be better, as opposed to kind of settling with the whole, yeah, we did well last year, let's just relax. So I think from a club perspective, we want to do well. But from a team perspective, yeah, I've been impressed. I thought the MLS All-Star game, I was like, okay, interesting. Timber looked excellent. I think he's going to be a phenomenal signing. I mean, his movement, everything he brought, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure about Havertz in terms of where he's going to be, what position he's going to play, because they're saying he's replacing Xhaka, but then I've heard Emil's in that role as well. So I'm not quite sure about Havertz, you know. I'm not quite sure, but I know that he's got the ability to be good, but I'm not 100% sold on him. I think the biggest thing, and tell me if you agree, is the striker situation. Because whilst I think Jesus is nice, I think he offers an exceptional amount for the team. I think we need somebody who's going to be a goal scorer, and I don't think we have a clear out and out pure goal scorer. And when you got wingers like Martinelli, Trossard, who can also play central, Saka, who attract a lot of attention, they can beat their man. I think we need somebody who's just going to be scoring the goals, and I think that's where we could have some issues during the season.
Do you think Balogun is a realistic option for this season?
I think we have to keep. For me, if I'm choosing between Nketiah and Balogun, I think I like his game, Balogun's game more. I think he offers a lot more in terms of movement. He might not be an instinctual mover outside the box like Nketiah, but I think he does more off the ball. I think he's much quicker, much more dynamic, and I think he'll probably score more goals than Nketiah could. And he's proven he's off the back of a good year. So I like this guy, man, and I'm probably choosing him to stay over somebody like Nketiah. And that's no disrespect to Nketiah. I just think he could do better going somewhere else where he's going to play a lot. Whereas I think for what we need, especially for somebody to kind of replace Gabriel at the moment, I think I'd prefer somebody with Balogun's like player profile.
Yeah, I hear you. Do you guys feel as though with so much money being spent already that transfers every season, it's going to get to a point where the money just doesn't matter? Like how much money's been spent and we're not even in August.
Yeah.
Does transfer value, does transfer price, does the actual price tag mean anything really anymore?
I think it's going to get to a point where it's just going to reset where, for instance, you don't think 75 mils a lot anymore. Remember when like we used to think 30 was like a good, everyone would go for like 30, like the pool of 30 you could get a lot of players for.
Yeah.
I think that's going to move to like 75 where you're going to get a lot of players for 75.
That's the average.
Stuff. Yeah, I think that's going to be the average soon.
I mean, even like 5 years ago when Liverpool signed Salah, that was for about 35, 40.
That's what I mean.
And that was like they've spent 40 mil.
Yeah.
And look at the player they got. But that was like, this could potentially be a big waste of money. Whereas now, clubs drop 40 like
it's nothing.
any club can spend 40 and it's not even a big surprise.
Absolutely.
Brighton are asking for like 100
Exactly.
for two
Caicedo.
players this year.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
crazy.
So I think even McAllister, 40 mil after one season, essentially.
But that's the
Like-
thing, 40 mil for him, that's nothing. Like in the grand scheme of how much things
And that's
are at the
exactly
moment,
40 mil is now
Yeah.
is now cheap. We got Timber for 40 mil. I'm gassed. I look at
Yeah.
that price and you think,
You're
oh,
like, yeah.
you got
Yeah.
you got a
Facts.
serious player. United signed Anana for about 42, 50, and you're like, oh, it's normal.
That's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
a keeper should never go for like anything like that.
Yeah.
No way.
Absolutely.
Inflation, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I think especially if that Mbappe transfer goes through, that's going to...
Yeah, maybe
That's
that would be
plummet
the
again,
maybe
bro.
that would be the even
I saw
bigger
today that
increase.
he might get PSG wanted to offer him like a $1 billion contract over 10 years.
Yeah.
Or something. Like that goes through.
Where do you think he's going, Riley?
I think it's
Goes like
lined up for
Chelsea.
Madrid, bro.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see him in the Prem just because like we'd probably watch him more each week
Yeah.
in, week out. But
It doesn't make sense.
it's
to me.
kind of lined up for Madrid. Like
Yeah.
how they kind of dropped the search for Kane real quick.
Yeah.
Linked with Osimhen, that didn't go through.
Yeah.
I
think the storyline just doesn't make sense. Like we probably want it to be Mbappe in the Prem, but realistically, he's only wanted Madrid.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like while he's been negotiating, you've never seen him seriously linked with City.
Yeah.
Like Liverpool fans thought they were going to get him, but
Delusional
Them guys are
Liverpool fans.
delusional,
Crazy.
bro.
But who can actually afford his wages?
that's what I mean.
But I think-
it's
I think he's-
realistically one option.
I think he's gonna go to thing, bro. Al Ahly. Yeah. I think they're gonna buy him. And then they're gonna sell him, I think.
Loan him
straight
out.
away.
Rates
Yeah.
at the moment,
Or
they're
loan him
linked
out to
everyone.
Real, 1 season loan, and then they're gonna buy him.
I think though that whole thing, I just don't think it makes sense for Madrid because to get him on loan or like
Oh yeah.
because
Well, didn't they do that with
the whole big deal of Mbappe going is like they get Mbappe, they take Mbappe. I think if like
Facts.
they get him from Saudi and it's like a loan and they're paying, it doesn't come off
No.
as like a huge. Madrid just want to be them guys. Like they
That's
just
true.
wanna-
And they're also trying to build like for the future. So a lot of the signings now are literally for the next 5+ years. So I think it makes pure sense for them to just
They're
sign
crazy.
this guy up.
They're just
and
trying
that
to copy
team's
Chelsea,
nuts.
man.
How much they spend on Bellingham?
100
105?
105, I think.
Imagine they get him
110.
Man.
plus
Yeah.
Mbapp's,
Yeah, exactly.
say 150.
Yeah, it's sorted.
That's 250 on
Yeah,
two players.
and that's why they're trying to move. You saw them as soon as the Mbappe PSG said he's on the market. Chouameni was linked with clubs.
That's actually
Valverde was linked
insane.
with clubs because they need to free up so much money.
These
Football's
guys one
gold,
season,
yeah.
bang, out.
Yeah, for real. Let's go. So individually, everyone sent me Bud, Riley, Samuel, MJ, Mitch sent lists of 20-1 what the ladder's going to look like for 23-24, what the standings are going to look like. And collectively, they've been collated into a list, and this will be our predictions, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll start at 20th spot, I think. essentially everyone had them at 20th. We have Luton. Okay, Luton 20. I don't know. Luton, they've made no real signings. Their biggest signing right now is Chong from United.
Talented.
The guy who went on
Loan?
pre-season tour. No.
No.
Proper signing.
He's been out on loan at Birmingham.
Birmingham, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was at
Yeah.
Birmingham.
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't he? I saw he was just on tour with United.
Well, yeah, he just got sold like maybe a week ago.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
makes
Yes,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
he's 4 mil or 5 mil.
Yeah.
But they don't have the money that all these other clubs around them are going to have.
They got to fix their stadium first.
They don't
get out of
I
people's
don't even think their
backyards.
stadium can legally operate in.
No,
the
they can't play in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are they going to use?
I think they have to move or,
Yeah.
or
Somewhere.
something. I don't know. But look, respectfully to Luton, it's a 6 story that they got promoted.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But what are these guys doing?
Yeah, it's how the hell did I get here?
Yeah,
Luton.
absolutely.
We need to do a whole thing on Luton.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, I think their best bet realistically is just to find little diamonds in the rough. Fringe players or ex-youth team kind of players from like your Cities, your Chelseas, and then just try stay up.
I got it.
They
Perfect signing. They need to sign Jay Ling.
200k.
200k one season.
God.
See what happens.
That pay budget, that salary weekly wage budget, finish.
Gone.
Sign him. Finish.
One player.
I feel like they're going straight back down unless they get the Seagulls.
gonna be tough.
Scouting.
Yeah.
They're going straight back down.
Yeah.
Because Brighton's scouting is the only thing that could potentially save them with the with the budget they have.
100%.
Or like they just
Luck.
Brighton just are like, nah, F top 6. We'll sell Caicedo to Luton for like 1 mil. That'd be the best possible outcome.
Yeah.
The only team I could see doing that is City. Just saying
Exactly.
the league's too boring.
Yeah.
I'll just also
Imagine
KDB.
Haaland at
I mean,
Luton.
they're kind of doing that now.
Yeah.
They are.
They're moving different.
They are. Let's go up to 19th. Another team newly promoted. We've seen them in the Prem before.
Yeah, nice.
Sheffield. They've made realistically no real deals.
Yeah.
They've come in with the same squad that they had in the championship essentially. Sheffield is that the same case of
Ba-boom. Slingshot.
sling yo-yo,
Yeah. Or thing seesaw.
seesaw.
Yeah. They're like the new Norwich. Yeah.
Mm.
You guys see
Well, I mean,
Sheffield doing anything?
Nah, I think it's just difficult.
Yeah.
I think that I think it's difficult for teams like that unless, and I don't know too much about Sheffield, unless you've got a manager where he's got a football philosophy that's adaptable to the Prem. I think it's difficult. I think you're going to have to sign a lot of players. You're going to have to sign very talented players, and
Yeah.
the question is, one, are they there? And two, how will they fit within a season?
Yeah.
Because we saw what Nottingham did. They signed so many players and they stayed up. But I guess in terms of sustainability, like
Yeah.
how realistic is that for a team to do that again? I'm not sure. But I don't see them staying up.
No.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
I think most of us had them, except for Samuel. Most of us had them had this 20 and 19.
The same?
Yeah, the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense that Sheffield would be there. Let's go 18th now. 18th is, I had these guys finishing a lot higher, but majority of you have put them quite low. It's Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
What, Bud? You had them getting relegated?
Yeah. I had them in the bottom 3.
Yeah.
I think because you can only get away with making those many signings for one season. And that was last year. I don't think they can do that again this year. They have no budget to sign players. And two, a lot of these players were loans. So the players
They're
that did
rebuilding
stay,
their squad again, essentially.
that's what I mean. Another rebuild can prove, that it's not enough anymore to just win you games because there's no team chemistry. I feel like, was Navas alone?
Yeah.
He's gone back.
Yep.
So they're going to have to look for another keeper.
Yep.
So what are they really going to do? If there's no plan, I think they're just going to go back down.
I mean, Chris Wood's got to turn up.
Yeah, Chris
Really?
Wood,
Oh, that's
permanent
facts.
signing.
That's crazy.
Because they got rid of Jay Lings released. So, I mean,
It
look,
does free up some money.
look,
A
I
lot,
mean,
actually.
that could help, but it's a tough ask, man.
Yeah.
I think the second year is probably, the first year is obviously the hardest, but I think second year is like that's a tough year.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who you are. Everyone
How
knows
you
kind of
play.
the type of football you're going to play. I
Yeah.
think there's
Yeah.
no hiding.
Yeah, that's
you
when
know?
you get found out.
And if they're smart, they get rid of like the good players in
Sell.
January, like sell them January.
Oh, January. Not
Yeah.
even now.
I think hold on to him. They might do something. Like they might keep him or get him to a point tally where they could stay in like
Gibbs White
potentially
can carry.
stay. That's what I mean.
It'll be
Gibbs
a
White,
dogfight.
Brendan Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Gibbs White might be on the way out as well.
I think
That's
he's
true.
too good to be there.
You reckon he gets picked up?
I think he gets picked up.
I reckon he gets picked up by like a mid-table side, but I think he's too good to be at Nottingham.
Yeah,
It's
that's my
just-
prediction. I think I'm thinking he could go to any of that mid-table. I think Brighton could pick him up. I
Ooh.
think he could go to a lot of decent teams where he
Yeah.
could become even better. So I'm assuming that they're going to lose somebody like him, which is a big player, as well as like a lot of releases. So I think with that instability in the side, I think they're going to struggle a lot this year more than they obviously struggled last season.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let's go 17th quickly. This could be a bit contentious. Crystal Palace. Roy Hodgson's been given the extension. He's got the Mac with the extension. Palace.
I mean, got a big machine. I'm telling you.
Palace for me, Palace are shit.
I think they're horrible.
I think they lose Zaha. They potentially now lose Elise.
Elise.
That's two of their best players.
If
gone.
Elise and Zaha both leave,
Then
Eze's out the door.
You're looking at
no way
Eze.
he's staying.
Eze's coming to training and he's not even recognising anybody.
Doucouré might be going to Liverpool as well.
I've seen
So-
Doucouré link with Liverpool if they don't get Verratti.
Really?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So if they lose some of those players,
I hear it.
And with Roy Hodgson manager for the full
Shambles.
season, not just coming in as life support. Yeah. He's just full season manager. You guys, do you see Palace doing anything?
A little bit higher than that. I had them a little bit higher. I think they got a solid back to maybe defensive mid foundation.
Yep.
I think the back four is solidified.
Yep.
Yeah,
they're
I
gonna
like the
play.
back four, to be
They
fair.
all stay fit.
Yeah.
Like bar maybe Tariq Mitchell. They all stay fit. They all play every game.
Yep.
I think that might help them through games. They might get them a 1-0 result and stuff like that. So I don't think they would be that low.
They got a good keeper as well, Johnston.
You mean Guaita? You mean Guaita?
Who do you guys see starting?
Guaita, come on, man.
Guaita or Johnston?
Well,
I think-
I already said Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
We've had this argument.
we had this argument at work today.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Guaita again.
He's a guy.
Guaita's
That's
being
what I mean.
edged out. He's
He
like
played 23
Azpilicueta.
games though.
Yeah,
I
then
mean,
they
Johnson's
realised
what,
He's
9?
been there too long, man. He's done. He's washed.
he's overdone.
Yeah, say that to
Based
Fabianski
on
then,
that,
mate.
fair
The
enough.
same
But
as
he's
Lloris,
the
bro.
guy.
He's washed. He's
Yeah,
He's
Lloris,
probably a
said-
club legend, but
Lloris was washed 4 seasons ago. They should have stopped
So was
playing him.
Guaita.
I'm not gonna talk about Turkey. Right? There's probably got some Turkish fans. Gonna say some shit.
In case you need to get that beard filled out.
That's it. I really like it.
Thanks, man.
Dickhead. Loser. You only battle computer.
16th we have the Cherries, Bournemouth. I had Bournemouth getting relegated.
Wow.
I just feel as though who is a player for Bournemouth that's gonna keep them up. I know they did sign Traore from Sassuolo, 22 mil. They signed Clivert from Roma.
They lost Lerma.
They lost Lerma. They too went to Palace,
Yeah.
actually.
Exactly. Hey. Palace
He's
might need to
probably
come back.
replacing Doucouré.
Hey, Palace might need to. We might need to do a
And
read.
they also
run the
signed a
list
left back from AZ Alkmaar for 17 mil. So they've spent money already.
That's good.
They're trying to stay
It's
up. They've-
positive.
They've obviously fixed positions that they needed to.
I got a question. Do you think Palace is a one-man team, or do you think it's like a squad, like a team?
No, they got a couple guys.
Did you say Palace or Bournemouth?
Sorry, Bournemouth.
I think they're more of like a squad.
Yeah.
I think they play in certain ways based on the players that they have. So I wouldn't say that like they're a one-man team because they don't have any like out-and-out superstars. in it.
No one's
Exactly.
Stand out like
So could that be what keeps them up? Because say these other teams that are one-man teams, what if that guy gets injured?
Yeah.
That could prove
Who do you view as a one-man team in the league, though?
like so Fulham,
Yep.
Brentford.
Okay.
Um,
Well, they're going to be a zero-man team then if you
Yeah.
think they're a one-man team.
I think so. I think they're way more open to in games. It's more of like it's like they don't have their star man. They play.
You think so?
With that,
I
yeah.
think Brentford are good. Fulham are here because without Mitrovic, I think they aren't great. But
I think
I think Brentford are a good side.
I think Fulham have a couple players. I think
so?
Herrera.
I don't think they're like stand out like that.
That's what I mean.
They're not good enough to be like.
I feel like
stand out,
when a
but they
team
do
like that
look
loses their
not bad
squad,
in that
yeah,
team.
They're not stars.
yeah.
I think if you put them in a mid-table team or something a little bit better, they would just be average.
But I mean, like
Best.
likes of like Bournemouth, I feel like the only thing that keeps them up is because they're like a more of a team, a team.
Well, I mean, they got the likes of like Philip Billing.
Yeah, exactly.
Who I
They got
like.
goals from
Solanke.
different.
Yeah, it's Dominic Solanke. So they've got to. Yeah,
Tavernier
but I agree. They're
gets a
not
couple
like
goals.
Yeah,
they're not like the But I guess it's like, yeah, I agree.
yeah. I'm saying like that could keep them up because one guy could be injured one game, so other goals are coming from other places.
Yeah.
Whereas Fulham, Brentford, goals come from mainly like
central areas,
central
like,
guys.
Yeah.
I think
No,
they're just-
that makes sense.
I reckon they're jammed enough that they'll stay up.
Yeah,
They'll be
Bournemouth?
okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I hear that. Well, I mean,
I think they're gonna build and then they'll fight, but they'll be okay. I think
Yeah.
they'll be okay.
yeah,
yeah, fair enough. Let's go up 1/15th, I think.
yeah.
This is to me the most nothing team of the teams that stayed up. This is the most nothing team. This is the team I see doing absolutely nothing. Wolves. They've lost Neves. They've lost Collins. They've lost
Jimenez.
João Moutinho, and they've lost Adama.
And Jimenez.
And now Jimenez.
Yikes.
What and signed essentially no one. They confirmed the Cunha deal from loan, which is a good signing.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't see Wolves doing a thing. I think they're boring. I don't think Lopetegui's that great of a coach. I think they probably overachieved by staying up last year.
Very.
Yeah. I think we hit the nail on the head there. Not much to say about them.
I think again, it's just the defense that keeps them up
Yeah.
or keeps them in games, like the 1-0s.
Yeah.
They didn't score goals, but they didn't concede. They
That's
didn't
what I mean.
concede,
Yeah. So draws will be a lot for them.
Yeah, I see that. I feel like they're on that decline, and I feel like if they're not careful, they don't make the right signings.
Yeah.
It's going a
'Cause
bit
clear-
too far.
Clearly, they need to replace Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't replace him, that's a lot of creativity from central gone.
Leadership.
Box
Yeah.
to
Leadership
box.
as well, box to box.
Yeah.
And in a team like that, when you're not scoring goals,
Yeah.
you don't want to just be conceding now and not scoring at all, because that's going to be the difference between losing every game 1-0 or not winning or
You saw
drawing.
he was the guy for
So
them.
Yeah.
Set piece specialist as well.
Yeah, which
Without
is
that,
extremely important for
They're a lot
teams
more
where it's
boring
not
as
gonna
well
be near the
now.
boring. They're
They're so
terrible.
horrible.
boring.
Can't
They're
watch
terrible to watch.
Remember that
Can't
season
watch
when they beat City three
Yeah.
times?
Yeah,
That was a good team to watch. I feel like that was probably
it was exciting. Yeah,
it was good.
yeah. I mean, and which is a good segue on to another team who's lost their best player. We've got in 14th West Ham.
Yeah, yeah.
What do West Ham do? They're cashed up. What do these guys do? They get 100 mil British transfer record for a British player. Yeah. What do they do? What do West Ham realistically do to improve them from an average season, which finished in silverware? They're in Europa League, which
That's
is
that's crazy.
Which
That
is
is
Europa.
nuts.
is that
Damn
is that
good for
too
them.
much for the team?
I think it is.
Like,
But it would have been too much had they decided not to sell Rice and got no money. But I think maybe they could make the right signings now.
They have
But-
to. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Moyes, I don't see creativity in that guy.
how many games do you give Moyes to get it right before the West Ham board just says no?
He's gonna. Oh, I don't know.
Because I think he's gone early.
I think he's gonna be the
reckon they
second.
I reckon 6 to 8 games.
Yeah.
If he has a stinker,
Yeah.
I
They don't
think
make
really
signings.
stink
Wolves?
as well.
Wolves will sack their coach, and Moyes will be right after.
yeah.
Because think about it, they knew they would have known the whole summer. They would have known Declan Rice is going.
Yeah.
Surely you have a someone prepared, ready.
Yeah.
The day he's gone, it's we've signed
Exactly.
this guy.
I haven't
They
heard
haven't done it.
anything from West
But-
Ham though.
Nah,
I don't wanna
not seen
see-
anything.
Preseason tour game. Ogbonna is still playing at centre back. I thought he left. I honestly thought he left. Fabianski in goal, 38.
Yeah.
They're like
38. Did you make that up?
nah. Search it up. Oh,
I saw he was at
Fabianski's
Arsenal
38,
20,
bro.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair
It's
enough.
crazy,
38 is old.
and they're celebrating it like it's sick. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not good to
Yeah.
watch.
Unless you're a top level,
Yeah.
like Modric.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a 38-year-old
Starting keeper.
starting.
It's crazy.
It's
for my team.
ridiculous.
But they're also beating Tottenham. Like, I get it's a friendly, but
Yeah.
you're beating Tottenham, who's considered to be
Yeah, but that's what I
one
mean,
of
it's
the big
weird.
teams in London.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe it is
somewhat
good
to
enough.
do with Tottenham getting a complete refresh.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I hear you. They still have to win
Didn't
per
you just
game.
say before results don't matter in preseason?
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did for Chelsea.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you
I said
did.
against Wrexham, it was a nothing.
Hey, these
It's
guys
Wrexham.
beefing each other, man. I
Fourth
rate it.
tier.
These Chelsea fans.
All right,
Did you
man.
guys see the video of the Arsenal fans smacking on?
Yeah.
All
The
in
Mexicans versus the rednecks.
Yeah.
It was
And they're
crazy.
both
Yeah,
Arsenal.
United game. Yeah, they're all Arsenal. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
God
They
damn.
were sick and tired.
I saw a thing actually. It was like a top comment. It was like them fighting over
Where Havertz is
Havertz
going
gotta
to be
start.
deployed. Yeah, that's what that is.
I thought they were doing that after Havertz did the skill challenge.
Oh
Watching
man.
that.
All right, let's go up again.
They don't wanna do
13.
that
I want to get
segment.
rid of these bottom 10.
Yeah, it's
clubs.
not
Yeah,
exciting.
it's just-
So let's go up to a team who I think you guys have been extremely generous to for them to not be in the
I knew
relegation
that.
zone. Everton. They are the worst club, I think, in the Prem.
What number is this?
This is 13.
I'll put him 15.
How'd
I'm
they
safe.
sneak up?
They are
I
the
had
worst
them
club in the
14th.
Prem. If Dan Juma says to you in January, nah, I don't want to come, I'm coming Tottenham, and you still go back for sloppy seconds after he signs with Tottenham on loan, you're a nothing club. You have no pool. Everton, for another season, what are they going to do? What do Everton do this season? Realistically, that makes them a good
Ashley
club.
Young, man.
And Ashley Young is
They
the
got
second
legs,
signing.
bro. I think full
38-year-old Ashley Young.
preseason
signed
under
Ashley.
Daesh could prove what they got Dele Ali back.
Yeah.
You never know, man. You never
You
know.
know, you know how you beat Everton.
DCL back.
You know how you beat Everton next season. They're only going to be able to defend, so just give them the ball. They'll give it right back.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
I don't know what Everton's plan is, to be honest, because I
don't
feel
think
like
they know.
they've somehow stayed up multiple times, but they've shown no intent to be like, all right, let's be good this year.
Nah.
Let's be top 6, top 8 this season. I haven't seen a single thing where I'm like, all right, these guys mean business, you right? They want to change. They want to do. They want to do something, but I haven't seen a single thing.
If
They've
Everton,
just released players.
If
That's
Everton
it.
were like a store, like a retail store, I'm telling you, they just wait till they make budget and shut up shop.
Close.
They're
They don't
genius.
approach customers.
Yeah.
They don't add on at the counter. They don't do sales.
Yeah.
They don't try anything to make more money than they're currently making right now.
Yeah, Dick Smith, bro. That's Dick Smith.
That's
They're all going under though.
They
Yeah.
could make budget first.
Facts.
They could secure enough points to not be relegated in the first 20 games. They'll stay on that.
They won't
amount.
play
Happy.
another match.
They won't. They
Yeah.
won't do a thing.
It's crazy, man.
I genuinely think Everton have gone from being like a secured, cemented top 8 team to being the worst club.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But I'll always watch Arsenal Everton. That's the game I'll always get up for. No matter what time, anyway, I'll watch it.
Just in case.
Just above Everton, we've got, I guess, a team who's going to, we think, underachieve based on how they went last season, based on how good of a squad they have. Brentford.
What number is this at? Sorry.
12?
12?
I think
12.
I could justify this if we're looking at it from the guy's gone.
Yeah.
He's out for what, 9
Their
months?
guy. 8 months, 9 months.
8 months.
Yeah, he's gone.
So two-
That's a big deal.
It is.
Because if you look at what he does, his hold up play, his aerial presence is a joke. His finishing is a joke. He gets on everything. You know, I feel like when you lose a play like that, that has to hurt you.
Yeah.
So for me, in terms of like where they sit in the table, I think they might struggle. I think for the first month or 2 months in the season, they'll struggle, but I think they'll be fine. I think the coach is a very good coach, and I think they have a good squad to be able to adapt, but I think they're going to struggle figuring out, all right, how do we play? How does this system work? And I think they're going to expect a lot from Mbeumo now, and I think he's going to step up. I think he will, but I think it's just going to take time from the system for them to kind of find out how to play without our main guy, because like, that's what, how many goals he scored? 20?
Yeah.
But even more on that, he's your captain. That's your pen taker. Like he's got guaranteed goals in that guy. How many? He missed one pen all
Yeah,
season.
one
or something?
pen, yeah.
I think it's
Like,
first for
And
the
then he
club.
scored in the same game.
Like, how
Another pen.
crazy is that?
I think as well. All right. So what do you guys do? Because 8 months without your best player,
Yeah.
is it a case where you buy a player that's as the same quality? Or do you just say, all right, lads, you're just going to have to
Yeah.
put it together while he's out? Like, what do you realistically do as the manager when your best guy is not going to play?
I reckon
Guaranteed.
you'd put Mbeumo at 9, get someone like that's a bit younger that kind of will understand that, all right, you might start a couple games here, but then after you're going to come back.
Good role.
Yeah, someone
squad
like
player.
who's just going to be a good squad player for you.
Right.
I think you could there'd be better options at right wing compared to 9 for that. Because I don't think many 9s would be happy sitting on the bench as soon as Tony's back.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I based it off, and that's why I put him lower. I put him 15th. I think they're going to be like, oh, we're going to wait. They've made no signings, so to me, that's a big sign. I think they're saying they're going to wait for Tony.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, they'll just take. They haven't brought in any money, so they can't really sign anyone.
They did sign Nathan Collins though, which is a good signing.
Yeah.
But one of Wolves' best players last year.
I think they still have guys to do a job.
I
Defensively,
hear
they're
that.
actually pretty good.
But I think it's also a big risk if they wait for Tony. Who knows? Like, he might come back not playing. Could take him another, a month to get back into it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they still
it
took a
could be
lot of
big
points
risk.
without Tony last year, but that's not without him for 20 games.
That's what I mean.
Exactly.
Like it's games at a time, which I think you're still playing off confidence, you're still playing off momentum. But however many 8 months is, that's 20 games. That's a lot of fucking games.
Because even in the games they were losing, he was scoring. So it shows that he'll get you goals no matter what. But now imagine they lose the games, they go on a run of losing games. Who's going to pick them back up if they're not going to sign anyone?
Yeah, I don't know.
Facts.
Let's go up again. I think this is 11. 11?
Yeah.
We've got Fulham. Where did you guys have Fulham?
17th.
17th. So you
12th.
12th.
Let me check. I had them 11th.
I had them 14th. So it's
Very
around
scattered.
it's around that
It's around
bottom
the
half.
same, that mid.
Nobody had them top half really.
Nah.
For me, I think if they lose Mitrovic, who looks like he's gone Saudi, they've brought in Jimenez, who isn't guaranteed goals.
No.
He's not guaranteed impact. He's a
So
decent
sub,
striker.
yeah.
He's a decent replacement. But unless they make more signings that are of a decent quality, I think they drop further than because they had a good season last year.
They did.
Very
I
good
just
season.
think Jimenez is pretty close to Mitrovic in play style. Like, it's not too far from what Mitrovic could offer, and I think he's got a bit more pace. He's got a
Stylistically,
bit
I
more
agree.
football
But
intelligence.
impact, I don't think Jimenez has ever had the
I think it's
impact
different.
Yeah, I don't think he's able to. He might not be able to
He's
produce
older
as
as
much,
well.
but he's also played in the Prem as well.
He
Rather
has.
than getting
That's
someone
true.
else.
Yeah, you're right.
in,
It's not a bad replacement,
Yeah,
but
that I just think. But again, I think that whole bottom half is it's pretty easily interchangeable. Like,
Yeah,
they're
I
all
hear
very mid teams. They all could have their breakout season.
I hear that.
Yeah, fair cool.
All right, so we're at 10.
This is where it gets good.
This is business end. All right, now I'm
This is
sick
where
of-
you need to start watching.
Yeah.
Tune in. Hey, wake the hell up right now.
Anyone any sucker that watched for 20 to what, 11?
Yeah.
That's real ones.
Let's go 10. So 10th place, top half. The
This is
team we have
crazy.
in 10th.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. You know who it is?
Yeah.
Burnley.
That's what I'm saying. I had him spot on.
I had them 10 as
I had
well.
I had him 10.
I shouldn't. Yeah, I had them 10.
Yeah.
I had them 10.
Yeah. That's really good.
Oh, no. Did I? No, I didn't.
Because I had 13th for them.
I had them 13th as well.
But I think around there, yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I had them 13th.
I think Company is a very savvy coach. I think he knows
Yeah,
football.
man.
I think he'll be smart enough to adapt the way they play to the Prem.
Yep.
And I think your best chance to do really well is when you first get in. Either you do really well or you get smoked.
Yeah,
but I
man.
think they're just going to be a team that people don't expect to be good.
Yep.
Yes, he's got the limelight, but I just feel like the way that I've seen them play,
Mm.
the way he approaches the game, I think they'll be very smart. I think we're looking at like another Brighton type energy where a team, they don't have the superstars, but he kind of makes superstars of the players that he has.
And I guess he's a coach that is going to be, we're going to do this way. And he'll sign players that strictly fit the way.
Yeah.
They went and signed the City under-21s keeper for 17 mil.
Yeah.
James Trafford.
Yep.
They signed a striker from Basel for 18 mil. So he's been decently backed for a team that's been promoted.
Yeah.
And they already played good football. They wiped
Washed
Championship.
it. They were done ages
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
They started just taking the piss for the rest.
Yeah, bad.
And like we were saying, sorry, you go.
No, you.
I think that's the smartest and most efficient way to come
Yeah.
into the Premier League. You look future focused. Like you get the player profile that's young, So when you stay up, now you got these young guys who are worth a lot of money. So either you can sell them to buy other players, or you just have these talented players. So when you need the funds, you sell them.
Yeah.
So I think they're doing it in a really smart way.
I think he came in knowing, like, from when he took that job, I think he had like a 5-year plan set.
Yeah, I agree.
Like where there was like maybe little like, if this doesn't happen, we'll still go this way. But I think he's following that plan still. And I think he's probably the best player coach we've seen for a while in terms of like...
You know why I think that though? I think he's gone to a team that's like, he didn't start at the top. Like Lampard going into Chelsea, that's too much of a reach. Like you need to kind of like do the groundwork first, then work your way up.
Right.
I think Burnley especially is a groundwork team.
Yeah.
He's proved it. He's put in the hard yards.
Turf Moor.
And then I think, well, especially after he's played under Pep, he's played under a smart manager.
He's played under fucking good managers.
Yeah,
It gives you
become a better manager himself.
I hear it. I mean, a lot of people do say he was lined up to get the Spurs job. He was lined up for a couple jobs. So
that's good.
I think he's a good manager. I think if they do get 10th though, they overachieve.
That's
100.
We're all predicting
That's a good season.
By saying they get 10th, that's
Yeah.
I think if they get anywhere above 14th, that's a good season.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think of all the teams, I think if I was a young player, and all these teams below like 11 to 20, and Burnley's one of them, and they're like, pick a team to play for, I think I'd pick Burnley. Like of the other teams, I think they're exciting.
Yeah.
You'd want to go to a team with a project. They play good football. And everyone looks like they just play for each other, like the whole team.
I feel like he's going to be the type of manager as well who improves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And they're heavily linked with Lakonga as well.
That'd be a great
He
manager.
coached
Ooh.
him.
Yeah.
He coached him at Anderlecht.
That could also be a great replacement for Pep as well.
Oh,
Depending
company.
on how he good.
I
How he
mean,
does, I reckon.
potentially. But
Meant to be like what Gerrard was meant to be.
I see that.
let's go number 9. Number 9, we have. I don't know if we did them dirty. I don't know if they overachieved. I genuinely don't know. In my list, I had them 8, but we've got them at 9, so it's kind of similar. Brighton.
I had him at 9.
Adam and 8.
What do we think? Are we not giving them the credit they deserve? Are they not going to be better with a full preseason under De Zerbi? Like, do they not make signings? They've already made some good signings. João Pedro,
Bro, he was
$30
good,
mil.
man.
They signed João Pedro 34 mil. They got De Hood on a free. They got a bit of
Undav.
leadership in Milner on
I
a
think
free.
they signed Undav.
Yeah, they've got, and then they did lose McAllister, who is one of their best players. They're probably going to lose Caicedo, but we saw them lose Cucurella and
Exactly.
lose
Trossard.
Trossard, yeah.
Mwepu, Trossard, someone else.
Mupe.
No, I swear they had someone else. Basuma.
Oh, yeah.
Basuma.
Sorry.
They lost.
all in the same.
Did you
well,
say
they didn't lose
Mwepu?
Trossard, but they lost.
Yeah.
They lost Cucurella and Basuma same time, and Mwepu obviously retired.
Retired, yeah.
RIP.
So I don't know what's to say that Brighton can't even.
I think we
Go
might have done
higher.
them dirty, to be fair.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
But I think I'm basing it off they lose Caicedo
And McAllister.
and McAllister. It's not hard to replace because they've proved it in the past, but I think that might be just a big hole,
Yeah.
especially them two in the same window.
When they rock up first game of the season, they're playing a person you've never heard of, and he puts in a 10 out of 10. You're not going to be surprised.
Exactly.
But it could
hurt
a lot
them.
to take out of it.
They look
Yeah.
good. They
also
looked
looked
good.
against us.
Oh my! Like it's just the same. I think it's just a system.
Yeah.
They have a system there, and people
They
just play it.
fucking wiped us at Emirates.
Oh my god.
João Pedro is a player. I'm telling you.
Wiped us. Like it
Proper.
wasn't even. We didn't even outplay them. They wiped us.
That's probably the first game.
Didn't they beat City as well?
1-0
I know
at
City
the
had won
end.
the league, but
Yeah, it was 1-0
that was the
at the end.
game where Cisco
Yeah,
scored the
they-
bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he scored the bomb against Chelsea and City.
And City, yeah.
Yeah. They beat
Yeah.
City.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you that I think João Pedro is gonna wait until he versus Arsenal.
Evan Ferguson another year.
Yeah.
He's
And
already
Cisco-
like, I
Cisco
rate him
starts
high.
now.
And Cisco, Matoma.
You know Cisco's 18 or
Solly
19.
March.
Yes.
Oh, you know
Bro.
who else they don't have? Colwell.
Yeah. And I think some of these big players leaving, but I also think the team's really young.
Yeah.
Like
it
a
is.
lot of those
good,
players,
man.
I think it's
It
great
is
for
a
the
good
future,
team.
Yeah.
but I think right now
because they
Might
lose
be
a lot of
bit too
maturity.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
even
don't know,
though
man.
Caicedo is
Their
21.
captain is still.
21 as well. How crazy is that?
Caicedo's young as,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
They still got the best captain in the league.
But he's from South America, so you know that boy is mature
aged,
quick.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, facts.
You probably had to,
There you go. There you go. All right, 8. You want to take a lucky guess? You want to...
Do
Do
they
they-
play in wall? Do they wear white for their kit?
Do they rhyme with Urs?
Yeah. We
Do they
have
stink
8.
like shit?
At number 8, we've predicted as a collective Ange Postecoglou's Spurs.
Look, I'm assuming they're losing Kane.
You think so?
Oh,
Where'd you have him?
where do you see him going though?
I said 8 on the dot.
With Kane out still.
Yeah, but I think Ange is a good manager, so I think he will get the best out of certain players. He'll bring somebody in where they'll be decent. Because when you look at Spurs,
Yeah.
as a squad, they should be better than they are. In
Question.
my opinion.
Are you saying that because you're Australian? Is there a bit of Oz tax in
That's
that?
all. Other than that, I have no right
Yeah.
to like Spurs, but I think I respect Ange a lot as a coach,
Yeah.
and I think he's the kind of guy. He's got that underdog story. He's the kind of guy to get the best out of a team you wouldn't
Which
expect.
is probably what Spurs want.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
so
exactly what they
Spurs
need.
are.
That's what
But
they need.
You've had.
Hang on,
they've
so
had
you're saying
4
Spurs are an underdog?
No, no, no.
In,
he's saying
in the,
Ange.
in
I'm
the
saying
grand
finishing
scheme
8
of
will be
the
great
in
for
the
them.
grand
Oh,
scheme
yeah.
of the Premier League,
Yeah.
I feel like they are
But
like-
yeah.
a team who never really achieved what all the people around them were achieving.
They clearly never have. They've never won anything.
And there you go.
You've had 2 good managers.
You've had arguably one of the best nines.
one
in the
world class
Premier League.
manager.
I think what Spurs are going to have now is almost, especially if Kane leaves, is a complete reset, which they haven't had
Yeah.
since Pochettino was there. They're playing in the best stadium. They're going to be playing good football, and they're going to have majority young players. Laurie's gone, Kane gone. They've already signed a new keeper.
Madison's
You think
in.
Kane's
They've
going?
signed James Maddison. I think Kane will go. I think Bayern will get Kane, and he'll leave.
So weird.
I think Daniel
Kulusevski
Levy even came out and
permanent.
said
Yeah.
that if he's not going to re-sign, they're going to sell him, similar to Mbappe.
Yeah, wow.
And plus now it gives Richarlison, who people would argue, oh, this guy's trash. It gives him the position now to be like, all right, you got to step up. You're our guy.
Yep.
And I feel like Ange will get the best out of him. He'll
Yep.
give him what he wants. And I think if you look at the front three with Kulusevski, Richarlison, Son, if he's in form, that's still dangerous.
Yep.
And that's still a front three that can hurt anybody.
Yeah.
So I
With
think
Maddison
given that,
behind, like you said.
exactly.
KSR does sound nice.
Yeah.
KSR does sound nice.
So, yeah, I think they'll be
KKK.
fine.
Korean.
I think for Australian football,
Korean
it would
Kane
suck.
Kulusevski. Bro, we did that years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's literally on the table what we did it.
What do you guys think? So now, not from our perspective, but what do you guys think the board want from Postecoglou? Like, what is it? What is a successful season for Spurs this season? No Europe. I don't think
Europa.
they didn't make conference.
They want top
They
4.
didn't. They're not in anything.
Top 6, I think they want. I think if they're the board, they'd be like top 6, but they don't. They're like even 6. So
He doesn't get fired if they finish 8th or 9th.
Nah. I think they keep him. I think they got to stop doing that. Getting rid of managers. It's not work. It's not. They're not. That's not them. That's
Yeah,
not.
they're not your
That's,
guys.
yeah, they're not Chelsea.
Yeah.
Either perfecto or you don't.
Yeah.
I don't think you got it.
You got MJ.
I mean, I feel like, look, if they lose Kane and they finish 8th, but you can see that there's progression in terms of like Richarlison scores like 12 plus goals, Son scoring, Kulusevski
Yeah.
scoring, Madison's looking good. You can be like, all right, we can see a trajectory. We can see that the club's
Yeah.
getting better, things are improving. But if they keep Kane and they finish 8th, that's awful. So my perspective
Exactly.
is they're losing Kane. They're going to be 8th, but we'll see a progress.
Yeah.
But if they
This
don't
is the
do
reset.
that,
Yeah.
then that's not a good season. And I think Ange, can
Yeah.
face criticism,
Yeah.
for not changing much.
Yeah. And do you think if Kane is to leave, they spend that money on
Immediately?
one or two big names, or they just reinvest it in the whole squad? Do they do the what they did when they sold Bale?
Oh,
Or
my
do they
and
do
Modric.
just buy 1 or 2 quality players and bring them in? Because realistically, they can improve at centre back.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can improve at. They've signed a new keeper now, so it's not. They can improve at at left back.
Yeah.
At right
So
back.
that's two positions. They signed Pedro Porro in January,
Oh, yeah,
who's
true.
who's
Yeah, that's actually
who
right.
looks
It
decent.
looks good.
Yeah. So I think centre back and left back they could improve. They've got a couple good midfielders, but maybe another good midfielder wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think if they go with that approach, I think like I said, if we look long term, I think that makes sense. You get a
100%.
couple pieces now, you reassess in the January window. If things are looking good, okay, cool. If not, then you can bring in a couple more players. But I think that's what I'm predicting him to do, especially if they do sell Kane. I think he'll try and make some smart signings, maybe players that he's worked with in the past,
Yeah.
and then kind of build from there.
Yeah, I hear it. Up to 7 now. This is going to be the first team that has dropped out of the top 4 from last year. They're playing in the Champions League. Newcastle. We've got Newcastle finishing 7th next season, which I think is fair based on the amount of football they're going to have to play
Yeah.
at the top level. But they have signed Tonali and they have signed Barnes. I think if you told Newcastle fans that before August, they've already got Tonali and Barnes, that they've improved their squad already.
They got rid of Maximan.
They get St. Maximin
I don't see that bad. I don't see that
most
as a
likely
bad
out the door.
Yeah.
I
That
think
isn't
Barnes
bad.
is going to be a fucking Eddie Howe player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
100.
the Eddie Howe
Yeah.
winger. What do Newcastle need? Are we just underestimating them? Do they improve? It's tough.
I
Yeah,
had
you
them
go.
higher. To be
Same.
honest. I had them at 4th.
I think I had a 5.
I think they
Yeah,
just
5.
scraped top 4. But I think I do hear what you say with European football
Yeah.
for the first time in a while that I think that could kill them. And they might not have the depth in the right places.
Exactly.
I think left back with Dan Burn there, that's still quite questionable.
I hear that.
Look, he did very well in the Prem.
He had a good season
He had a great season for,
Yeah.
for him,
for who he is. He took target position.
100%. But I think when you're coming
Who
up
he
against
is, yeah.
some of those European wingers, that's going to be a very different story.
it's raps. It's raps.
Burns against who?
Burn
not
against
looking good,
Rodrigo. Burn
God damn.
against
Imagine
Burn against Usman or Rafinha.
Imagine
Burn
Vinny
against,
can't switch. He's like,
oh
hey,
my god.
let me get it. Let me get a bit of this guy.
I don't think
Yeah,
they're
so
re-
players
yeah.
like that is going to struggle. But
Yeah.
even like they need another right winger as well.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
they actually do get
That's
Kvaratskhelia,
you're absolutely right.
is
I don't
solved.
think they go
it's a big
near
shout.
him.
But
Yeah.
if they did get him, I think
They
that
go
could
first.
solve a lot more problems. I think that would look.
They'll win the
Stronger.
league and champs.
I think they do.
I guarantee they're
I
gonna
think
win
you're
both.
right that they need a right winger because they've got Tonali, their centre back partnership they're happy with.
Nice.
They've got Trippier.
Nice.
They've got Nick Pope.
Because that midfield.
They've got
is looking-
Isak for a full season, hopefully fit, or not hopefully, but hopefully for them
Inshallah.
fit. Now Harvey Barnes, Gamarish, Tonali
Joelinton,
in midfield
Willock.
with Joelinton potentially.
Yeah.
It's a
With
good
Willock,
midfield.
yeah, they have options,
Yeah.
but you're right. Left
nice.
back is looking a bit techie. Right wing is looking a bit techie.
They probably need a centre back. As
You
well.
can't be going into UCL Champions League anthems playing in fucking Murphy's right wing,
Exactly.
regardless of the season he had.
And then
Yeah,
yeah,
facts.
because what are they going to choose to focus on? Are they going to try go for that miracle run in Champions League
Yeah,
and play their players
exactly.
there?
True.
And then what? Longstaff's going to play Prem.
True.
Like
Yeah,
you got to
it's
see
tough, man.
they've got maybe a good starting 9,
Yeah.
8, but then you need to fill the bench,
Mm.
the rest of the 11.
Yeah.
Then it might take another season for them maybe.
Especially because they're replaced. Like,
Yeah.
say Maximin's leaving and
Yeah.
Barnes is coming in. It's not like they've just added
Exactly.
to their squad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the same, Tonali's come in, but
yeah.
some of the options they were playing, Longstaff isn't good enough to
Yeah.
play Champions
No.
League.
for sure.
You know?
They're not far off like being
No, they're
Challenging
building
for
a good
both.
squad.
yeah.
I think they'll
agree.
stay in European football as well.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I think.
Like-
I think
Oh, mate,
7th is a bit
yeah,
dirty.
you mean
I think
Europa?
they should
Oh,
be
you
better.
mean they'll get Europa?
I
Or
think
you mean
they'll
they'll
get
stay?
something?
Okay.
Yeah, they could. I
I
hear
took
the
them to
Europa.
be 5th. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'll make Europa.
Let's go now to 6th, which is, I think if they do finish 6th, they've done extremely well. Unai Emery's Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Big. The pool that, if you just looked at their window and say you're at the start of last year
Yeah.
and you looked at their window now,
It's no joke, man.
Tielemans, Pau Torres, and now Diaby.
Yeah.
That's
They're not playing around, man.
that's
They are
not
messing.
that's not a fucking around window. This is a Gerrard signed fucking Coutinho. Fucking Emery's got Torres, Diaby, and fucking Pau Torres, who was linked with Bayern.
Yeah.
Diaby was linked with Arsenal and United.
This brother's no joke as well.
Tielemans was
Tielemans
linked
was
with
linked
Arsenal
with
for how long?
Arsenal,
Chelsea, Liverpool, every club. And they've just gone bang. Like, I think they signed, let me get the full figures. Diaby 50 mil, Pau Torres 45 mil, Tielemans 25 mil. So they've already spent over 100.
You know, Arkley's blackmailing players.
You can't be getting these players, bro.
For
I
Villa,
need answers, man.
Villa are a good side, but that pool,
Yeah.
I need answers, man.
that's serious pool.
Yeah.
That's more pool than Brighton have.
Yeah.
That's more pool than Spurs have.
Where were they
Right now?
When
I was playing career mode, man.
where were they at when Steven Gerrard had him at where? Just before he left.
15th, I think.
15th. And now they
15th or
and
16th.
they're getting Pau Torres.
And now we're saying they're going to finish 6th.
We're yet to see Diego Carlos. proper.
Carlos.
He's back in the side.
So
as
that's
well.
basically another signing, basically.
absolutely, because he got injured in the first 4 weeks of the
No
season.
more Mings. Although he did get better. So they got depth now. They
Conte
got
and
depth.
Mings on the bench.
Buendia, midfield. Buendia, Ramsey.
Ramsey is
Douglas Luiz.
Ramsey's
Kamara.
nice.
Yeah.
Kamara's
The list can
nice.
go on.
Kamara,
Coutinho.
Yeah, Coutinho.
List goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the team's looking
Bertrand, Leon Bailey,
Oh
Yeah.
my days.
Yeah.
And people-
Diaby.
Yeah.
Diaby, but Ollie Watkins, who had a good end to the season.
Watkins stays fit. He's going to get you 15 goals.
At least
And then
15
you've got
goals.
Diaby.
Yeah. Buendia might actually do what Tom said. 20 goal involvements
20
now.
goals, 20 assists.
Maybe.
That was it.
He barged
took him 5
Tonali
years.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
that-
today even, yeah.
Yeah.
I think if Aston Villa do achieve that, I think they're already playing Europa, right? Or the conference. Europa or conference?
I think it's,
I don't think they got any. I think Liverpool got the last.
No,
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 they got the
no, they got
conference.
conference, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Did they
They're-
get conference?
Didn't you?
Yeah, they're in.
Liverpool
Liverpool
snuck
just scraped out of
They did
conference.
pretty well, Liverpool. I'm not going to
Lucky.
lie.
They got conference, but with that, we're saying they get conference. And what's the bet? They win conference.
Oh, hands down.
Unai Emery, cup
Masterclass.
manager. Big cup
Masterclass.
manager.
That's what it is. Cup pool. This guy's.
Yeah. I think
Man.
if they get 6, they've done.
That's a
They
very
got
nice
2
window.
solid right backs, so we didn't even mention that. Cash and the guy that replaced Cash when Cash got injured.
Yeah. I forgot.
I think
his
they're
name.
going to have the Brighton season that they had last year.
Alex Moreno.
Yeah.
Alex Moreno left back.
Yeah, left back.
No, left back. They got this other guy, right back. Digne.
Dino is still
Far
bumming around.
out. They've got 5
true,
centre
he
backs.
benched- Yeah.
They've got
They
literally 5
got depth now.
Consa. The list can go on.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
they're
go
gonna
up
be nice.
one place above Aston Villa in
World
the
Cup
last
Emmy.
Europa League spot. We have Pochettino's Chelsea. Collectively, we have Pochettino's Chelsea, and I think they're only this high because a certain somebody had them winning the league.
It wasn't me, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Chelsea
I'm saying,
winning
why
the
didn't
league?
you have them winning the league either? I'm being very, very true to my word. I think we're gonna win the league. I don't see City
Ladies and
winning.
gentlemen. Chelsea.
Listen. I don't see City winning the league, so that's out of it.
Okay.
I think purely because to win a treble, and then what are your main focus going to be next season? Are you going to chase Champions League or treble again?
Treble
If you
for
chase
it,
treble
same
again,
thing.
exactly, you answered it. They chase treble again, they're going to be stuck this time. And I think us playing no European football, nothing, just focusing purely on the league and FA Cup and Carabao or whatever, is going to be what proves to be, what's the thing? The epitome of Chelsea coming back, baby. I think we've got squad depth now. We've cleaned out all the dead weight.
Okay, I want to have
Aubameyang gone.
just on that squad depth. You have signed in Kunku,
They got
who's
rid of-
come in, who's going to be, I think, a very good player. 16.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no
You've
doubt.
signed
Third.
Nicholas Jackson, made up name.
He's not made up. He's if you watch him,
Good player.
if you watch him,
From
he's very
Villarreal.
good, very good.
37 million.
And I'm
You've
not
got-
just saying that.
You've got Levi Cole returning, which is like
Great.
a new sign.
Good bonus.
Okay, but outs. Havertz leaves, Mount leaves,
Fucking joke,
Kovacic
man.
leaves, Koulibaly leaves, Pulisic leaves, Mendy leaves, Kante leaves.
Yeah.
On top of that, Aubameyang leaves, Aspi leaves, Loftus-Cheek, who played a lot of games last year, leaves.
Fafana's injured.
Other Fafana you loaned out again, David Datro Fafana. loaned out. What?
Striker.
What
But we've got
the squad depth?
This guy's telling me that they're gonna bring in 10 new players into his starting team. They're gonna win the league. Is that what he's telling me?
I see that happening. You guys nearly did that. Not bar the 10 new players. We didn't. Obviously, we don't have 10 new starters.
Yeah.
We still have a foundation. We still have Reece, Chilwell, Kepa, and Enzo. Back six. Solidified. No, but I mean, like, as in, that's a solid back six.
Yeah. Okay.
We add one more centre back to that, Badashile, who's you also can say is great.
Good, but he's new as well.
Yeah.
New, but I'm saying, like, these are players you've seen play, so they've had
Thiago
experience
Silva.
in it. Thiago Silva, I said, and Cole, who's had experience in the Prem. Then you look at the midfield. I think if we sign, I'm looking at we sign Caicedo, and having 6, 8, 10 of Caicedo, Enzo, and Kunks.
And Kunku 10, you reckon?
I think he has been playing 10. He's playing under. Is a good midfield. They'll win most games for us, and then having no wing problems now. So we've got wingers for each side now.
Yeah, you've got.
I think we've got 2 for each side now, which I'd say.
Okay, who's the fourth one? Sterling, Mudryk, Madueke.
And you said you were gonna.
Oh, he thinks they're getting a lease.
No, there was the 18-year-old. I can't remember what his name was. Yeah, he played. Came on. He looked good. I can't remember what his name is to save me.
Yeah, I hear that. And obviously we bought what's his name? That Santos guy. He's gonna stay. So he's a midfielder. He's staying. You look at the front three. Very good front three.
Let's hope he's staying, yeah.
Sturdy. Say we bring in Elise. I'm not saying we do.
Okay.
But this is a team without him.
Another winger.
Yeah. We brought in a problem we've had for maybe a season and a half now of Reece James getting injured. Hopefully he doesn't get injured, but now we've got a good right back as well now.
Yeah.
So I think we've fixed, I'd say 80% of our problems.
I think you've like we've said so many times.
Yeah.
You got chlamydia, you got dandruff, and you went and got Head and Shoulders without going to see the doctor. You've still got Kepa in goals.
What? You know Kepa last
You've
season.
still got no replacement for Reece James when he inevitably gets...
I just said.
Oh, yeah, Gusto. Yeah, okay,
He's been good.
Yeah. We've got a whole back line.
That's a brave analogy.
We've got a whole back line. 30 centre back. Captain centre back. Boom.
Hey, that was
He gets injured. Boom. Who do we have? Cole. Sit in. Come in, son.
Just cry.
We had a problem with our striker. We got rid of him. We got rid of the other parasite.
Good now.
Boom, out. Now we got 2 young strikers who run, who work,
Yeah.
go hungry.
To be honest, I think you have a good enough squad. You have a good enough squad for a team that's not in any European competitions. I do hear that. But I think to win the league is a stretch, especially with your striker being relatively unproven and scoring 12 league goals.
I hear that.
And you've gotten rid of, unless you're considering Nkunku as another option to play 9. But then you also lost João Felix, who was one of your better players last year.
I hear that.
My take is just the expectation to win with such a new team, without understanding who's playing what's happening. I think if you said this in 2 seasons, I'd be like, all right, that's more likely. I feel like once you know, but I think for now it's incredibly hard to win a season without even knowing who's starting where, not finalising your players, not knowing exactly what the system is. But I give Chelsea credit. The talent in the squad is incredible. Like it's the most talented squad, I'd say, in the league. But in terms of where players fit, how things work, I think that might take time. And I think that might mean you're not right there.
I think your 11 can match anyone's 11 in the league if everyone's fit. I think if injuries inevitably happen to good players, I don't think the depth is there. I think if you finish 5th, that's a good season for Pochettino's first season.
I hear that.
I think he should be given time. I don't think he should have to win.
Big time.
The league, finish top 4 first season.
Yeah, look, I think we're giving him time, but I think he's gonna get us top 4. I think top 2.
You think top
that's
1.
my personal.
Yeah, you think top
1, but
yeah.
top 2 looks better than top 4.
You gotta back your team.
Yeah,
I respect it.
So let's go top 4 now. In fourth place, we have Manchester United. Manchester United finished third last year. I think they improved. What's it saying? Bucket loads on where they were the year before, football wise, recruitment wise, the players they've been able to attract, the way the team plays. They've made 2 good signings, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing outstanding. They haven't gone and got the best players in those positions, but they've signed 2 extremely experienced players, Onana and Mason Mount. I think if they do get a striker, United could be serious next year.
I hear that.
I had them finishing fourth.
I had him third.
I had them Chelsea swapped in the top 4. So,
Damn,
but I do hear that. I think
I had them at 7th.
Really?
All right, let's hear from
Yeah.
you. Why?
I think their biggest issue is the goals thing. I don't
Okay,
see
yeah,
them
I
getting
hear
a
it.
striker at the moment. I think they are going to be quite content with Mount and Onana. I think Onana is a pretty mid goalkeeper.
Oh,
I don't think he's as good as what people say he is.
fair enough.
I've seen some stuff from him from Ajax where he's very questionable playing out, where it could be kind of the same issue as you had with De Gea.
Oh my god.
Did you not watch Champions League final?
I think they've signed him specifically.
Yeah, for
You're-
that reason.
I think I
Fair.
yeah.
Well, fair. Fair.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
just
think
some of the
he's
stuff that
like
I've seen.
a
from
playing out
Ajax
guy.
He's brave
Okay.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think that.
I think the striker one
I think
is
the
a
striker's
big
the
shout.
thing, and I
Yeah,
don't think Mount's
I
going to
rate
be a
that.
problem solver. I watched the game his first game, and they relied on him heavily. He was taking free kicks, corners, and he was like their key player, and he just was not good enough. He looked sloppy on the ball, giving it away a lot of mistakes, and attacking. Going forward, they just didn't have anything.
I hear you.
I think that could be their
I mean,
big
the striker
downfall.
that they're most linked to after the Kane talk sort of died is that Rasmus
Højlund, yeah.
the Danish guy.
which is great.
Which
but
is like they're trying to go Haaland 2.0.
I think he's
Who's a good
player,
striker, but
he's young.
relatively unproven.
young, unproven.
Scored
You're
like
going to put
6
him in the
goals
Prem
last year.
and you want him to get you top 4 for this young kid. Like it's a big ask.
Yeah.
But
They've
he
got
could do it.
they've got a lot of Prem proven players though. I think that squad has experience in the Prem, experience in Champions League.
Yeah.
They've got now a keeper that relieves pressure off the back four playing out.
Yeah.
He can step with the ball, hold it,
Big
essentially
problem
be
solver.
another player. I think that's a big problem for United. I think De Gea, they just couldn't rely on him to play out. You could see the back four wouldn't trust him. They wouldn't even play him the ball back.
Yeah,
do anything with
I've
it.
seen players
Yeah.
kick it out.
That's what. How many times Maguire?
Yeah.
Although it's Maguire, but he's even kicking it out because he doesn't trust him.
Yeah, facts.
Do you guys think that the United squad depth could be a big factor into why they
Yeah.
either achieve or not? Because you look at it, if Lissandro Martinez or Varane gets injured, the next best thing is Lindelof. I don't think that's good enough.
Exactly.
If Casemiro gets injured or any of the midfield
Misses
three
games.
that start, you have Eriksen, who's great. I'm assuming Mount's starting, that's why I'm saying. But you have Eriksen, that's great. The next best thing is Fred or McTominay.
Yeah.
It's the same issue for them as last year. They haven't really fixed
I
it.
agree.
You know what I'm saying?
They put a couple of bandages over a massive water leak. Like,
Absolutely. I hear that. I think there's still a lot left in the window. So
Yeah.
they
yeah,
can-
there's time.
yeah.
Don't get
They
me
can
wrong.
get, but also they
United's
look
known for
kind
that.
of content with the players that they've.
Yeah, that's.
United
Yeah.
are known for being linked with everyone and then
Yeah.
end up getting one player.
But I
Yeah.
think
I think they might do well.
the
to be
big
honest.
I agree with MJ. I think the biggest thing for them is having a playing style that is like now it's a thing for them. So I think that was a big step to get.
Yeah, I hear that.
Where managers before everyone was like, yeah, we need a style, we need a style. They didn't get anything.
Mm.
I think now they got a playing style. Now they just need to find the right pieces that fit.
It's
in that.
similar to Spurs with
So it's
Lloris.
easier,
Like
yeah.
they had their guy, and regardless of if he wasn't the fit for what it was their guy.
Yeah.
So they just kept him.
Yeah,
exactly.
agreed.
But Ten Hag's
Exactly.
told him head off.
Well, yeah, they
Yeah.
also do look good under Ten Hag. He's been a
That's
big
what I mean.
help for them.
So I think
Which
it's yeah.
could save them.
I think it's easier to just find pieces
Yeah.
while you have a system, like pieces, like maybe a striker.
Yeah, I hear.
Yeah, but I think they're on the right track. I think that top four is good.
Yeah, I think I see United building. To be honest, I feel like you said, they've got a system. They got a manager with an idea. They got a plan. I think they get a striker. They get a couple replacements. They'll be a tough team to play against, man.
Yeah, I hear it. Top three. In third, we have.
I don't know.
In third
It's like
place,
that. No one cares, really.
We don't really care,
this
do
team.
we? We have Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool.
Cool.
We're assuming have a bit of a
miraculous.
recovery, a quick recovery as well.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Because they've got the coach.
They do, to be fair.
So whoever is in the squad, he's made worse players than they have look better.
I
So
agree.
they've signed Szoboszlai 70 mil. They've signed McAllister 40 mil.
Szoboszlai was
100 mil for
75.
Szoboszlai. God damn, man.
Like
They're spending
they've
money.
signed them two players.
I don't like how
Samuel's adamant that they're getting another midfielder.
Mbappe as well. He keeps saying Mbappe.
Mbappe. They missed out on Bellingham. They missed out on Rice. They missed
They
out
don't have
on
pool. Liverpool
Caicedo.
don't have pool.
No one wants to play for them anymore.
It's boring. You look at the squad. It's like old men. You know, if you're like 3-year-old, you don't want to go there. It's boring as shit.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, I think for me, I put Liverpool third.
I put him fourth.
So I think
I'm not going to cap.
I think they're going to
I had
be.
them
I think they're
outside.
going to be dangerous.
Absolutely.
Another year of Konate experience. They still got, I think, the best keeper in the league. They've still got a back four that's solid, apart from
Long Yahoo.
yeah. And then I think they've improved their midfield heavily, regardless of who starts, based on last year. And you've got Luis Diaz for hopefully for them a full season. You've got Cody Gakpo for a full season, and you've got the guy who scores 20 goals every year, Salah.
But, big but, like what we said with other teams buying players from outside into the Prem, you've got
From
rid of your
Bundesliga.
club captain.
Yep.
Fabinho looks like he's out the door.
Yeah.
If his dog gets a
His
clearance.
dog gets it accepted in. It could be
Van
Kearns
Dijk's
for
already
Thiago.
getting... Yeah. Kearns for Thiago. Van Dijk's only getting older. He's not getting better.
Yeah.
Who's meant to be best centre-back in the world. You've got a problem in the midfield where, okay, does Szoboszlai start? Play with no
think he
Prem
has to.
experience.
He has to start.
McAllister, one good season. What's his name? Bacetic,
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, 16, yeah. Yeah.
Who's his replacement? Who are their replacements? Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones.
Harvey Elliott's
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They've got rid of Keita. Ox is out. Is going.
Yeah.
Thiago looks like he's out. He's
Hendo.
not going to renew. They're not going to renew. Hendo, Milner,
Yeah, and Fabinho.
Fabinho. 6, and you've replaced him with 2 so far.
And they also
Yeah.
loaned out
Carvalho.
Carvalho. Which
That's what I
was- I thought they were going to keep.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I think they worry too much about their attack and not their backline and midfield.
I think the depth in that the front three,
excellent.
the 5 players they have Nunes, Gakpo, Salah, Jota, and Diaz. That's
It's excellent.
That's great.
'Cause
Great.
either can play anywhere.
all that they can all play anywhere essentially.
Exactly.
I don't think they have a good enough replacement centre back wise if Konate and Van Dijk are out.
It's more
Yeah.
like
Just-
when
it
they-
I
just
think
takes
Matip's
one.
a bit finished.
It takes one of them
Joe
to be
Gomez
out.
has been suspect for how long
For
now?
a while now.
And we keep babying Robbo
Yeah.
like he's not getting worse.
Yeah.
Like he's not becoming more unreliable as games go on.
Hang on, are you describing Robbo or Trent?
I mean, it's
Mirrored.
Same.
It's mirrored
I'm
now.
not going to disrespect Robbo's defensive ability like
He's-
that.
yeah.
I know. He's 30, but I'm saying he still gets away with it because
Yeah.
they look at Trent
Yeah.
still.
Last year he had an average season.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I hear
But
that.
and just because Trent got a haircut, that doesn't mean he's suddenly got abilities. We're yet to see it yet.
Yep.
But he plays slips into 6. Who's gonna cover him? Hendo's out.
Yeah. Believe me, I know.
What McAllister's gonna do
Szoboszlai's
that
going to be
job?
a lot higher.
Szoboszlai
McAllister,
is
the
up
other
there,
side,
bro.
Yeah.
He's chilling with.
I think Liverpool
Diaz.
need a lot of depth, and it's those backline positions. They need a 6 that's solid.
Yeah.
If they get who they're linked with, Verratti, then I'll put my hands up and say,
If they get a nice 6,
you guys are.
it's wraps.
But do they
you
have
guys
that
are gonna
pool?
be-
Is what I'm saying.
No, they don't have pool. They realistically don't have
It's the
pool.
same problem that Liverpool has every year, though. It's their squad depth. They
Absolutely.
just can't compete. But on paper, that starting 11 is...
But I
That's
think
insane.
the only
Absolutely.
difference.
And we're saying can't compete in terms of with City.
Yeah.
Not
That-
can't
that's
compete
kinda
with the
like
rest
the
of the
benchmark.
league.
Yeah.
'Cause
I think if we see a Liverpool team that plays differently, they could manage without squad depth. Because I think they're trying to become more creative so they don't have to work as hard. Because if you look at Liverpool in the past, it was a very transition-based team. So the midfield wasn't there because of their ability. It was there to pretty much be able to win the ball back and then get the wide
straight
plays
away.
in good areas. Whereas now it's like, maybe we don't need to play like that. Maybe we can like sit deeper and then create from the chances from our midfield, from being creative, being quality. So from there, maybe they don't need as much squad depth, but I think it's the Premier League. The reality is it's the Premier League. If you want to be playing in like competitions and doing well, you need depth. And I think when you look at other teams like Arsenal, we've realized that most of your good players can't be playing 34 games. It doesn't work. If you look at City, they're playing like 24, 25 games collectively.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
I think if you, like you said, if they're looking to play deeper and you need more quality in the middle, rather 100%. Than out on the wide in the wide areas. I think for their game to work, they win the ball quickly and play it out wide, but they don't have those players anymore to win the ball quickly for them. And if they're going to change into a new system,
which I think
that's going to that might take time. That might not just be because
it's true.
They don't have the quality 3 players to do that. If them two starting, who's going to start with McAllister and Szoboszlai?
Yeah. I mean, I think the only positive for Liverpool is they're not in Champions League.
Yeah,
that's true.
The team that has played Champions League week in, week out for 5-6 seasons in a row is now in Europa League with a team that should realistically win Europa League.
Is that more pressure though?
More pressure, but I don't think they care. I think if they get back to top 4, that's the aim for them.
Priority.
That's true.
Yeah. Number 2. You want to do a drum roll for number 2? We have Arsenal.
You know that noise when someone just lets off one like confetti.
Yeah. Mitch and Mike had Arsenal winning the league. Have Arsenal winning the league.
So booster points.
I had them second.
Yeah.
Samuel had them third. Riley had them second. You had them third. Yeah. For me, I truly, for some reason, believe Arsenal are winning the Champions League and we're finishing top 4. I put second, but I think we're winning the Champions League.
If we win anything like that, I'll take it all day, mate.
Yeah. I think we've made...
You want silverware that bad?
Hey.
Pause, man. I said pause, relax.
I think the signings we've made, it's as good of an improvement as we could realistically make in one window. The signing of Declan Rice that's if any fan had their wish list, not us specifically, but just general Arsenal fans, Rice would have been top of the list.
Yeah.
Then you've got Timber, who I think provides the depth for when we saw Saliba got injured. Ben White couldn't shift to centre back because we didn't have a player that could play right back.
Yeah.
We didn't have a player that could play centre back.
Yeah.
So Timber provides a cover, makes us able to play the same way when Zinchenko's out. If we want to play Tierney on the left, it means Timber can play in the inverted role. I think
big time.
That signing is the one I'm most excited for. We've signed Havertz as well, who, like we said, we're not super hot about, but the guy could come up and score goals in a certain role.
He could.
I'm not saying he's going to be our best player, but I'm sure they've designed this role for his type of player.
Yeah, I hear that. But I also see the negative of Havertz playing. I think that could disrupt the way you guys play in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think
possible
bringing in a big, not a big player, but someone with a price tag that isn't too much, but his name carries more weight. Not for good reasons, because it's Chelsea. But I think someone like that people are going to expect to play.
Mm-hmm.
That could put pressure on Arteta to play him, and players be like, why is he starting? Fans are like, why is he starting if he puts together 3 games bad?
Yeah, I hear that.
Compared to other players. If other players have more games that are bad, I think they won't care as much as Havertz. Because straight away they'll be like, why is he playing? Or why is he starting? Or they'll straight away go to the price tag, be like, Chelsea flop. He's come here, he's ruining the team. So I think that could be, that's why I had him third. I think if they don't get this Havertz thing right, I think it could cost you second, first in the league.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like there's a lot of risk this season with these new signings because whilst we've improved the squad, this that, but there's always a risk. You're bringing in guys like Declan Rice. That's big money. Havertz. That's a pretty big fee, and there's the assumption that he's not going to be on the bench. So it's like, what do we do? And I think that could have an impact in terms of like us continuing the wave of last season. So I think that's a risk. I also think another risk that we might have is just goal scoring. And not particularly from the wide players, but I think from that 9 spot. Yeah. I think we need Gabriel to be fit, and I think we just need him to be more clinical. If Gabriel's fit and he's clinical, we have no problems. But I think his only weakness is he can be a bit wasteful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think when you compare him to your typical 9s, they're very, very clinical. You know, their scoring average is 50%. Whereas I feel like Jesus sometimes is on that like 20, 30. You know, he scores 1, he's missed 2. And in some of the games we look back last season, like the Liverpool game, if he had scored his chance, the game would have been over.
Exactly.
So it's like those are the moments for us, I think, are the risk for Arsenal to kind of drop off from that first, second spot potentially. And I think if we want to be first, those are the areas we need to tighten up, and we need to make sure that if Havertz is playing, he's 30, because we can't afford those kind of mistakes or those kind of like tactical issues.
I think the only reason I want to kind of defend the Havertz signing and like not having the sole expectation for him to start is I think teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, they have to sign players if they want to compete with City. Be all right with signing players that are good enough to start at any team that might potentially be on the bench. And all the other teams except for City will cop it when they sign players because everyone assumes they have to start. Whereas City can sign anyone tomorrow, maybe bar Mbappe, anyone in the world. And if they're not starting, you're going, okay.
It's part of the plan.
Yeah, it's part of the plan. If Declan Rice signed for City and you saw him on the bench for half the season, you wouldn't be too surprised.
I hear that.
I agree.
Yeah. But I think with these big signings you guys have made, I think because it's not familiar with Arsenal doing it, I think people are going to jump on it.
100%.
Like, they're going to jump on Rice for they're going to forget he's a 6 or an 8. So they're not going to look at the 6 or 8 role. They're going to look at him maybe some as idiots
a midfielder
are going to think of him. Why is he not scoring?
And I've already heard that.
That's what I mean. So
Rice
it's like,
needs to add goals to his game. No, he doesn't.
I think that's how people are going to look at it. And it's going to become toxic.
0 or 6 goals in the season, he could have the same performance.
Exactly. And I think that might start creeping into like Arsenal. Like they hear it first.
The media.
Exactly. Media. And then it gets to the fans. It gets to then the players. So that could be a negative effect to buying these kind of big players because the last maybe 6 years, they're not known to buy $60 million, $100 million players. So it's something new to them that might add something.
Yeah, I hear it. And then
that could disrupt the squad. Sorry.
Considering Arsenal's at 2, City's at 1.
Yeah.
And I think we've all put, well, not these 2, but the rest of us put City up there because it's the only logical.
Yeah.
Logically, it makes complete sense.
If they're not in the top 2, if anybody, I guarantee nobody who's doing a table prediction or anything is putting City outside the top 2.
Yeah.
Regardless who they go for. But I think maybe the departures are actually going to prove to be more of a factor than we might expect if they don't improve the squad. Pep has that thing where he always does interviews and he says, once you've won, if you don't turn over the squad and sign new players, the players don't have the same drive to win.
Yeah.
And that's what he did after they had so much success with the Centurions. Sane left, Sterling left, Jesus left, Zinchenko left, João Cancelo shipped out. Like they've got rid of players who are good in their prime just for the fact that they want players to have the drive to win.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess, how you do it. Now he's won the treble with a team of fairly new players. Grealish is fairly new. Ake's fairly new. Akanji's new. Haaland's new.
It's crazy.
If you look at just those players, you can't turn over all them.
Yeah.
So what has he done? Mahrez gone. Looks like going. Gundogan gone.
Gone. Yeah. Straight away.
Yeah.
Gundogan wearing the
back end.
Gundogan, one of their best players of the season. Bernardo Silva looks to be gone.
Yeah.
Players who have been there. Laporte looks to be gone. Like these are players. João Cancelo looks to be gone. There's players who have like can go to any team in the world and start, and he'll go, yeah, all right, we'll get new players in.
It's incredible.
So do you think if they don't sign, let's say 5 quality players, they still finish top?
I think they need to replace, because we've seen what happens when you don't have the squad depth. And I seriously doubt somebody like Pep Guardiola isn't going to try and win the Champions League again. He isn't going to try and win the league again. So I think if they're trying to be the same City, he's going to have to make the signings. Whether that's he's signing younger players to make better or established players, whatever. But I have no doubt that his intentions will be, we need to strengthen. And I think if you're looking at that game in Japan, I think you could see that he's still got that mentality, that desire that I'm not happy with this. You know, we need to be better. And I feel like, you know, in the next week or two, we're going to hear that City signed this player, then this player, then this player. And all of a sudden they're back. Yeah.
That is a good sign.
Yeah.
Well, they're using some of the younger players a fair bit last year as well, which is like, I don't know if you don't really see that from Pep heaps.
Yeah.
So he's shown a bit more faith.
Yeah.
It could be a bit concerning. I did see today that the Gvardiol deal might not go through.
And that's the big move that they've been linked with the whole summer.
So I think like if something like that doesn't happen, I don't know if that puts them out of top 1 or 2, but I think that is a big loss for them.
Well, he's the guy who says it. He said that same players can't win. They can't keep winning. Like they don't have the drive. They don't have the will to win, to fucking put in last minute tackles when they've already done it.
Yeah.
Like
I think,
I don't know.
I think because this season, most of the top teams that battle for top 4 have had such big drastic changes in their squads that it might be a good thing for Pep. Maybe if he just signs 1 or 2 more players. I think in like previous seasons, the reason he's had to change like so many times and just like fluctuate through players is because the other teams, he was afraid of teams maybe learning this is how they play and stuff. But I think when teams have to now worry about their squads now, I think it could be a big plus for him because they're not thinking about maybe City as much. It's what do we have to get right now for our squad? Yeah, whereas before it was maybe City's the team. We got to beat them. Like it's like we had to beat City, figure out how they play and adapt to that. Whereas now it's like City have a new coach, new style. Liverpool, new style. Arsenal have a big change. They just bought in like $100 million players. Manchester United, same. So it's like, maybe it's a good thing for Pep that these other clubs are also going through a cycle. Yeah, kind of like what he does.
Potentially.
I agree. That's a good point, to be honest.
Well,
because you never know. Yeah.
That's our pre-season preview.
Sheesh.
We got
PPP.
We got the ladder done. We got the predictions done. Come May 2024, come back to this video and see
how well
who had
that
the howlers.
We got it exactly spot on.
Yeah, and at the people, message him personally. Message him, tell him, hey, you had a stinker, my guy.
Everyone's inboxes are open, so
yeah.
Hey,
drop comments, drop likes, drop subscriptions,
3K.
drop everything. Yeah, drop comments of what you want to see us do during preseason. You kind of have a bit of. We're definitely going to listen because we're running out of ideas.
Yeah,
we
need something.
Yeah. Mitch Mr. T haircut will be a good video.
Absolutely,
100%.
yeah.
So that'll be nice.
Yeah.
And if you want to see Mitch eat more chilies,
absolutely.
Get
Let
us to
know
5K.
if that's what you want to see.
More chili.
Absolutely.
You want to see Dragon Breath over it behind cameras, breathe a little bit more, let us know.
You only just got that.
And if you want behind the scenes of Mitch's aftermath to chili eating, let us know. We'll have a camera on him.
Facts.
Peace.